So for the moment of me recording this, a couple hours ago now, Emiru went live, and this was different from her other streams, okay? Where she sat down and has completely opened up about many things that have happened over the last few months. Now, first off, when the stream did start and she first started talking, she first talked about the Twitch situation. If you don't know, a few weeks ago, I think it was like last week or the week before now, I can't remember exactly the timeline of it, but she was at TwitchCon doing a meet and greet and she got sexually assaulted during that meet and greet as well. Completely disgusting, thing. And the aftermath of that, the way that Twitch went about it and the way that they handled it was completely disgusting. And she has now come out and exposed Twitch even more, revealing that apparently Twitch initially refused to hand over the guy's name who assaulted her to the San Diego Police Department. So Twitch knew who this guy was and they didn't want to hand over his name. So they were pretty much interfering with the police investigation, which to me is absolutely disgusting. And this is just going to be more towards like Twitch's downfall. But the biggest chunk of this stream, which it went on for like about an hour and 20 minutes, was that she decided to finally talk about her relationship with Mizkif, which it was speculated for a long period of time that her and Mizkif were in a relationship. It was never like officially announced that them two were in a relationship. It's kind of like one of those relationships where a lot of people are like, yep, they definitely are, but they don't come out and announce it. It's definitely more kept private and behind the scenes. But Emiru came out and announced that them two at one point were in a relationship, but has exposed Mizkif for being abusive towards her during the relationship and especially after they had broken up.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done.
Now, I watched majority of this stream. I didn't get to see the start of it because I didn't even know this was going on until I was flicking through Twitter and I started to see people reposting a lot of the things as like Emiru was talking on stream. Like as she was talking, people were re-uploading some of this stuff onto Twitter. And from what I saw so far and also the clips of what I did miss out on, it is disgusting of some of the things that this man was doing. And I wrote just like some dot points of some of the things that she is accusing him of. So she is accusing him of abuse, blackmail, sexual abuse, being aggressive towards her, like constantly obsessing over her, and also stalking as well. And one of the things that to me I found extremely weird, and like you can tell that this guy has some mental issues, because I have seen it from dudes and I've seen it from girls as well, because I've gotten it myself, of where the amount of messages that Mizkif was flooding towards Emiru, she just outright screenshotted them all and fucking put it out to the public to see. And the amount of times that this man was text messaging her, some of the things that he was saying towards her as well, it wasn't just stuff like, oh, please, baby, get back with me, I miss you. A lot of it's blackmailing, a lot of it's just disgusting things that you would just go, I would never message someone like this. And let's put this in mind as well, is that this isn't like someone in their 20s. This isn't a teenager, because even though that's not me saying that, oh, if you're in your early 20s, it's excusable. No, it's not excusable, but it's just, if this was coming from someone who's like 19, who's 22, you kind of go like, listen, this shit's unacceptable, but it's just like, they're young and they're stupid. Mizkif is 30. This man is 30 years old. 30 years old. Like I said, you would think that this would come from someone who is a teenager, who is like early 20s, who is not fully matured yet, who doesn't know how to handle their emotions. This guy is in his fucking 30s. But to me, one of the most disgusting things that Emiru has said during this stream was the point where Mizkif tried to come onto her while she was having a mental breakdown. And I will warn you, if you are someone who is not good with when it comes to anything that's got to do with sexual abuse, I do highly recommend that you skip this part.
So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. he started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed. Yeah. And when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying, without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble.
Yeah, that right there. When I was listening to her talking about that, I was just like, holy shit. I feel uncomfortable when she was talking about that. It's like when I was talking about, her, because I made a video about the Twitch situation that happened with her, a couple weeks ago now, or whenever it did happen, is that watching that clip of her, that guy going up to her, like, I'm like, damn, I feel uncomfortable watching this. I can't imagine of how she felt in that situation. And her talking about this, where you're having a mental breakdown, and this person who you're not in a relationship with anymore, but you let them comfort you because, if you've ever had any type of breakdown, whenever you've been in a situation where you're feeling sad, you're crying, and you're very emotional, it's always good to have someone that comforts you. So she let this person who she was not particularly comfortable with comfort her because she needed that. And he decided to try and fucking take advantage of her, which is just fucking mind-blowing. It's disgusting. I could never even picture myself, even if I was, if it was an ex-girlfriend of mine or a girlfriend, like, there's no situation where I could picture myself fucking doing this. I just couldn't. That's what I try to get, is that, like, whenever I hear something like this, I'm like, is there any situation where I would do something like this? And I'm like, no. There's a 0% chance that I would do anything like this. And like I said, is that hearing her talk about this, man, I was like feeling uncomfortable. I was like, damn, like her talking about this, it's extreme, making me feel awkward. I can just imagine how she felt in that situation. It would have been completely fucking disgusting and like, completely uncomfortable to be in that. And fuck me. Like, to be honest, I have to say as well, and I think I did mention it in my video when I talked about her at the Twitch situation, and then also when she came out and was like talking about, what happened afterwards when she came on stream. This girl, like Emmy, she's to be able to come out on stream and to talk about something like this in the way that she did, keep her composure as well during the whole like hour and a half that she was on stream. Man, she's a very strong woman. She is an extremely strong woman to be able to come out and talk about such a heavy situation like this, and also be able to keep your composure, because I know that there's not many people that if they had to come out and talk about something like this, that they wouldn't have broken down into tears, like, profusely. So for her to come out, talk about this situation in the way that she did, and keep her composure is extremely strong of her. Because honestly, if I had to come out and talk about something like this, I'm not a very emotional person, but fuck, I don't think I would have been able to. Honestly, I don't think I would have been able to. I would have fucking started crying. And when it comes to Mizkif, he's done. He's done. That's it. She has said that she's putting a restraining order on him now, which rightfully fucking so. I mean, if an ex-boyfriend doesn't leave you alone and they're abusing you, they're blackmailing you, they've tried to, put themselves on top of you as well, 100% get that restraining order on him, and I 100% think that he's done. He's done. He can't stream anymore. He can't. There's no way. There's no capacity. I think that Twitch now will have to ban him. Like, they 100% will. I don't see a world, like they probably have at this point in time. I haven't seen on Twitter, like the stream just ended not too long ago, and I've just been getting all like, you know, clips and stuff together to make this video about it. But I'm guessing that they will ban him at some point in time. And also, if you do want to watch, because Emiru did say at the end of her stream that she is going to get her editors to upload this full version on her YouTube channel. So I'm guessing that either if it's not up now, which it probably is by the time that you're probably watching this video, if you want to watch the whole entire thing and you want to go support Emiru, do so 100%. If the video is already uploaded onto her YouTube channel, I'll link it in the description down below. If not, then I will, if I remember when it does get uploaded, I will go link it so that everyone can give her support, which I 100% recommend that you do. She said she is going to take a break for a short period of time when it comes to streaming. I mean, rightfully so, when you come out and talk about something like this, and especially since she's going through the process of getting a restraining order on him. I don't blame her for wanting to take a break, and she should be able to take a break for as long as she wants, even if it's like a few months, okay? If you're a big supporter of Emiru, you should know that she deserves to take as long as she wants. But yeah, my heart goes out to this woman. Very strong for her to come out and talk about this. All the stuff that she said about Mizkif is absolutely disgusting for the shit that this man did towards her, and his career is now got to be done. But that's going to be it from me. We'd definitely like to hear what you guys think about this whole entire situation down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.